Hey guys, alright. So I am selling my bus conversion into an RV. Got to South Carolina, where I was able to get a house faster than we expected, so we didn't really have to live in this. So I'm gonna sell it. I'd personally like to keep it to do some traveling on the East Coast and stuff like that and have something nice to stay in while we do that. But my wife wants to sell it, so that's what I'm doing. So this is a 1993 GMC Bluebird. Was a 72 passenger bus. It is equipped with a rear view camera, backup camera, and also a side camera on the passenger side. I've also got a tow package on it, so you can haul a trailer or a car dolly with a car behind it. And it has a GPS in there inside as well. Along with this, it is wired with electrical. There's a breaker box in there and it has a shore power plug, so you can connect into shore power. No, that license plate's not mine, so if you look it up, it doesn't matter to me because it's not gonna do anything. Okay. So back here is where we've got some rear storage. So you can see I got a couple of AC units back here. And then this is where the breaker box is at. If you wanted to add solar, you could tie into this as well. Once you got your charge controller and that kind of stuff. Inverter. And you could plug it into the plug right here. But this is really long, so that if you don't have shore power towards the back of the bus, you can drag it through to wherever you can plug in at. I'll show you that on the inside. But I've got power running along either side of the bus. So you can see the tow package down there. Okay. And it is plugged in right now, shore power, so that I can show you the inside. It's got two new tires on the front, one new on the rear. But the tires on the rear all got plenty of life left in them. Okay. Need to wash this thing off. Been here. I come out when I start it every couple of weeks. So just to keep it all lubricated and good to go and do all that kind of stuff. It does need a wiper blade right here that came off on my drive. Just need to get a new arm for it. But start it up for you. Runs excellent. I had no issues with it whatsoever. It was a 2,200 mile trip approximately. Well, maybe I won't start it up for you. Oh, I got the keys in the other pocket. Okay, so here is the backup camera and the GPS. Yes, I did just smack my head on the GPS. When I came in here, wasn't paying attention. Air's up good. I need to put some belt dressing on the belt because it'll squeak for a second. But or tighten it. So that's gonna buzz until the air pressure's up. Doesn't have much to go. So I'll flip this camera on for you. This is the rear view camera. This is the side camera right here. I actually have it lined up so that this view right here is right alongside the bus. If someone was standing at the rear of the bus, you'd actually be able to see them in this camera if they were standing up against the bus in the very rear. I did that and then I angled it out so you have a really good angle and a really good view of what's to the side of you. It worked out well. That's the side view. You push the button, and then that's the rear view. So it's very nice. It comes in handy. Then I got the GPS right up here. Yes, it does work. It's brand new. Both of these are actually brand new. I'll turn that off. Alright. So bus is on, running. The belt will squeak a little bit. because I need to, like I said, tighten it and get some belt dressing on it. I actually had no issues whatsoever, not a single one on my whole trip, other than, I guess, other than that windshield wiper coming off, wiper blade. But besides that, yeah, it ran good. We had some cold nights. The heater works beautifully. There's the knob right down here for the heater. You gotta turn out if you want heat to the rear. Problem with this blower motor, it needs new bearings in that blower motor. For this one, because I mean it'll work, but it squeaks. It's kind of annoying, so I prefer just to keep it off. I mean, really all you need is this windshield right here. It's plenty big. You can see everything just fine through it. So now to the view of the bus. RV conversion. So I've got to staple some of this stuff up, cut it and staple it for the upholstery. But as you can see, these are bunk bed couches. Though some of you guys have already seen this, but this is for people interested. I'll also link to like Craigslist and stuff for this video. So it's a couch bunk bed conversion. Both of them fold down into couches and convert up into bunk beds. You can sleep 6 full-size adults comfortably in here. It's a queen-size bed platform back there. So underneath these beds are storage, and it has plenty of storage under both beds. It's deep storage. Need to vacuum it out, but gives you a good idea. There's plenty of storage space under here, clothes or gear or whatever you plan to use it for. I've got the Reflectix that would keep up for the front windows here, so you can block it off for privacy if you're in like a Walmart parking lot when you're on a drive, if you don't stay at a RV park, campground or whatever. I have the dresser mounted in right here. It's got the rods that go through, and then there's a screw in the floor here that holds the dresser's drawers in place so that when you're driving they don't go anywhere. The beds are mounted and secured. Wouldn't take a whole lot to mount them though if you wanted only one, for instance. I've got to get a new cover for one of the foams over here. I would just get a new one. If it were me, that's what I would do, just get a new one. They're like 20 bucks at Home Depot. And then like that green cover over there, that's another 20 bucks, so like 40 bucks per pad. But that's like a waterproof kind, and it works really well. So this section over here was going to be for bathroom and stuff that I had planned, but I hadn't of course been able to finish this project. Wife wanted me to sell it like it is, so that's what I'm doing. This gives plenty of workability for somebody to convert it the way that they'd like it. You can put your own siding and paneling up, customize it to your liking. Face plates over the faces of this cabinets and stuff, they need to be covered as well, so when you convert it over to whatever color scheme you decide to go with, you can make it so that it matches. The sink here, right here, I've got a system so that you can, like for us driving, there's a 5-gallon jug that sits on the counter, because I don't have water installed in here yet, and sewage. So we just used a 5-gallon tank that we'd put on the countertop, and then a bucket can sit underneath the sink, and I have a really cool system that I have set up for that. It's not under there right now, but I've got all the components for it, and it works really well, and it's got a watertight seal so that when you're driving down the road, when the water's sloshing in there, the gray water, it doesn't go and get in anywhere or on anything. It stays contained in there. But so yeah, I've got the kitchen semi done. You can change the countertops out or whatever, do what you want, but it is all secured down. It wouldn't take a whole lot to unmount it all. It's bolted down, so I got the locking mechanisms on here so that when you're driving down the road, you don't go anywhere. I need to clean the sinks out. But yeah, that latches it all closed. This latches over here. I've got a stove over here. This works really well. It's got the oven and then the cooktop. And I've also got this griddle inside of the case right here so that you can cook meats or pancakes, eggs, whatever. on it, and it works really well for that. Just crack that window open and let it ventilate when you're cooking. Over here I've got a closet. This actually works out really well. It's got a rod up in here, so you can even hang a dress if you wanted to for a chick. And it all locks, so I have this taken out right now because I was going to get a different lock for it, so I have a key and stuff. Just haven't got around to doing that. But when this door is closed and you lock it, it actually locks everything shut, so you don't have to worry about anything flying open on this, which is really, really nice. It'll lock the drawers shut and the doors shut right here, so pretty neat. Here's a platform for the queen size bed. Put your own mattress up there. You can access that back door when you're inside. You could devise some kind of a mechanism to lock it from the inside if you wanted to. It wouldn't be very hard to do. I just haven't done that. I do have a hasp on the back, so you can put a padlock on there and lock it from the outside. And then when you come through the main door, you can just latch that shut and it'll lock. So you can put air conditioning units in on these emergency windows right over here. It works really well for that. You don't even actually have to have a brace at the bottom holding the air conditioner up. Once you set it in there, the way that you have the window hang out, it'll stay in by itself. But I do like to just have extra security and put a rod underneath it. Or you could mount something to the side of the bus that will just come out like this, you know, on a hinge that the AC unit can sit on. But I've had it over, I've been in here when it's over 100 degrees outside. I had 2 AC units in here at 6,000 BTU and 8,000 BTU, and it worked really well at keeping it cool. When it's not so hot outside, you can get away with using 1 AC unit, the 8,000 BTU, and it'll work fine. So there's plenty of cabinet space right here. You can put whatever you want in this area, whether you wanted to build a closet or a nightstand type deal, whatever you have in mind. So I've already got it pretty well insulated. When you go to do your paneling and all your molding and trim work and stuff like that, the molding will hold that on really well. Not molding, the paneling and stuff. I didn't want to drill unnecessary holes in there if I didn't have to, like putting screws in. It won't go through the outside, but still, the less holes the better. So let's see. I've got the electrical in here. For those of you that haven't seen it, there's an outlet right here, pretty close to the bed, and then there's an outlet behind this closet as well. I typically run an extension cord from either here or the outlet back here, and then just run it so that if I'm on the bed, I can just plug my phone into it, or get a long USB cord to plug into your phones. So this right here, you can remove it, but I have it designed so that it'll sit in there and be secure when you're driving. We've been on some pretty bumpy roads and it stayed perfectly fine. You're not going to have any issues whatsoever with that going anywhere. But it's easy to remove. You can lift it out. Basically, there's feet on the bottom of this oven, and I have holes drilled in so that the feet will sit down in there, and they're rubber feet, so it stays nice and snug in there, and it works really well. So I've got more outlets in here on the top and on the bottom. So I've got some outlets, upper outlets right here, and then bottom, like lower outlets down here. Same with over here by the dresser, down here, and I mean up here and down there. And then over here as well, up here and down there, and up here and down there. I have a 2,000 watt inverter as well installed in here, which is a plus. That's tied into the batteries over for the where the battery compartment is for the bus. I actually got a deep cycle battery that I put in there, so if you're parked at night and you want some electricity and you don't have shore power, you can run the inverter and have it disconnected, have the deep cycle battery disconnected from the main battery on the bus. That way you can drain that down and not be draining the main power, like the main battery for the bus down, so you can still start it in the morning. So that works out really well. That's pretty well it. It's got the electrical, GPS, camera, like rear view backup camera, side camera, stove, kitchen area, closet, It's got a hitch, so it's pretty well set up. Now, whoever gets this can customize it to how they want, to their own liking, and yeah, be good. Got some spare oils and stuff down here too. I like to be prepared, so I always bring stuff with me just in case, because you never know. So yeah, I would trust this to drive across the country again. The people I brought it from drove from Arkansas up to Idaho, and then I drove it from Salt Lake City to Charleston about a month and a half ago, and it ran flawlessly for both of us. So I would definitely trust it to drive across the country. I replaced some fittings, I did some work to it. I have all the receipts for it. But yeah, so booch. So, well, that's it, guys. I don't think I left anything out too important. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. I'll answer any questions that you may have to the best of my ability and knowledge. So if you're interested, feel free to give me a call, 435-225-5780. All right, everybody. See you later, and take care.